What is up, guys? Marcellus Williams, aka TheSwolefessor, here to educate you on health, fitness, social well-being. This, guys, is Redemption Episode 2. On screen, you guys are going to be seeing what my Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday workouts look like. Now, in my last video that I uploaded, which pretty much went over like power building, what everybody gets wrong about it, misconceptions about it, etc., I showed you guys what my Tuesday and Wednesday workouts look like. My push focus day and my pull focus day, which pretty much like my push day is my secondary bench and squat day of the week, and then the pull day is my secondary deadlift day of the week. So in this day, you guys are gonna be seeing on screen right now my tertiary day, so my third day of the week where I squat and bench, and then you'll see like what's technically my day one on Saturdays, which is a full SPD session, and then Sundays, which is a full body accessory day that kind of like goes hand in hand with that SPD session. While all this playing on screen, I pretty much want to use this video to talk to you guys about like kind of what my goals are going into this upcoming meet. Now, this is going to be like the only video I do in this meet prep series that's a voiceover. I want the rest of it to be raw so I can save like the voiceover stuff for the more informative videos, and that way, we just get to have some more fun with raw footage in terms of the meet prep itself. But I figured this would be the easiest way just to kind of sit down and talk to you guys about what my goals are, while also making sure you guys see what this entire current block setup is like. So pretty much, you guys know that if you watched episode 1 of Redemption, which the reason I'm calling the series that is because while I was editing that video and thinking about what I want to call it, I noticed that I said in the video that this meet, in that this whole prep has kind of been like redemption for me from how my last meet went, which if you guys saw that last video, you saw how my last meet went. It was my first USPA meet, so it didn't affect my USAPL ranking or standing, but it just was really horrible. I didn't PR on anything. You guys know that my best meet to date was from June of last year, my last USAPL meet, Summer Power Fest, where I hit a 457-pound squat, a 347-pound bench, and a 540-pound deadlift. And then you guys know that a couple weeks ago when I did testing to end the macro cycle in the gym, that I hit all-time squat PR of 486 pounds, all-time deadlift PR of 552 pounds, and then a training PR on the bench press with 343 pounds. That's the most that I've ever hit in training. So going into this next meet, what my goals are in terms of numbers. For squat, I want to hit anything between 490 and 500 pounds. For the bench press, I want to hit anything between 350 to 360 pounds. And then for deadlifts, honestly, hitting anything that's like 556 or more would be great for me. So in that way, not only am I hitting like just huge meet PRs, but I'll be hitting all-time PRs from what I hit a couple of Saturdays ago on all 3 lifts. Now, each of these numbers is kind of like, like the reason I chose these numbers, like for the squat, is just the fact that I told you guys like earlier this year that I was pretty confident that I was going to hit a 500-pound squat this year. So whether I end up hitting that like, at this meet or afterwards, I know it's there. I know I'm going to be hitting it this year. But so if I end up hitting it at the meet, that would be great. But if not, still getting within 10-pound range of it, like 490 to, 595 would still be excellent, still be pretty good increase for what I hit just a couple of weeks ago. For the bench press, you guys know that as far as like my lifts, that's my best lift pound for pound. It's my most advanced lift out of the big 3, and it's the hardest to add weight to. So like just knowing that I'm finally benching like 350 plus, like officially in like the mid 300s would be awesome. 347 is close, but it's technically 3 pounds off. So if I can like hit like, I think it's the conversion is 353 or more, I would be more than happy with that. And then for the deadlift is probably like the hardest lift for me, just in terms of like how I'm built. Like I've found ways to work around my leverages as far as the squat, but with the deadlift, like no matter how good I get my positioning, conventional especially, is just like really difficult for me. So anything that I add to that like is good. I know that I have the potential to pull 600 at some point. So just beating my previous best of 552 is pretty much my goal with that. Whether that's 556 or I get something in the 560s or more, it doesn't so much matter for me, just so long as I like, PR essentially. And that's my thing. Like you guys know I don't have the mindset of like going in and just playing it safe. I could easily just go into the meet and just, make sure I hit like, the numbers that I hit a couple weeks ago in training, and those would be huge meet PRs. But I just can't get with that. I don't do all of this work and all of this prep for literally months at a time to go in there and hit PRs that I've already hit before. Like, not to say that you shouldn't try, like, have a game plan. You guys know I was going through a game plan. I always have like ranges for each of my attempt selections, because my goal is to still like, go 9 for 9. But I believe that I can, you can go 9 for 9 and still set yourself up to hit all-time PRs, especially if you've done everything that you need to as far as training and you are realistic with what's there for that day. With that being said, the meet itself, aside from it kind of like, being redemption from my that last meet I did, the USPA meet, it's cool because when I think about it, like this meet will be in June, so it'll be like a full year since I've done a USAPL meet, so it's kind of like a cool return to USAPL. But beyond that, guys, this is the first time where when I'm competing, it's kind of like just 100% for me, in the sense of when I first got into powerlifting, my first two meets that I did, I was on the UNT powerlifting team back when I was still attending UNT for college. So, even though, yeah, I'm competing for myself, it was like I'm part of a team and I'm there to represent for my, my university. And then my first meet outside of college when I was still with the Pump Chasers crew was kind of like solidifying myself as like, the powerlifting pump chaser. And then, for Summer Power Fest, and then the meet after that, it's the same thing, like, it's just another meet as like, as a Pump Chasers member. It was also like my first meet with my boy Russell, so it was kind of cool, like just compete with him. And then my June of last year, Summer Power Fest was my first meet under my coach Brendan. So it's like, yeah, I want to go in there and kill it for myself, but I also want to make my coach proud, represent for him. And then my latest meet, the USPA meet, even though it didn't go the way I wanted, it was kind of like for you guys, the purpose of showing you guys that despite all the circumstances that I was dealing with, that I could still overcome and do the meet. And even though I didn't hit anything that I wanted to at that meet, I was still able to go in there and put in some work, when by all accounts, like, I had every reason to not even try to do the meet. But this time around, this meet is completely for me. Like I said, one, it's redemption for myself from that last meet in December. But beyond that, it's like I just want to go out and I just want to go out there and show out and show what I can do. It's just the fact that, like, and a lot of you probably, like, those of you who know the channel long enough, so you kind of know a little bit about this, because you've probably even seen in the comments, like, people constantly asking me, like, hey man, why don't you go to bodybuilding? It seems like, you're more well built for doing like a bodybuilding show or physique show than what you are with powerlifting. And what a lot of you don't know is that when I first started powerlifting, I had so many people telling me that I was stupid for doing it and that I was wasting my time for doing it, just because, like, oh, you don't really have great leverages for it, you're small joint, all these different, like, genetic factors and reasons that I probably, like, should focus more on something like bodybuilding instead of powerlifting. And I'm not taking away from the fact that that stuff was, like, objectively true. Like I've told you guys myself that, like, I'm not exactly built for powerlifting, but the fact that despite all that I've done as well as I have, like, not that I ever think I'm necessarily like, the number one dude in my weight class, but like even as of last year, like with those numbers at Summer Power Fest, I think I was ranked like number 62 or 63 out of 1,000 lifters in my weight class. That's pretty good, all things considered. And I definitely plan on being like ranked much better than that this time around after this meet. Hopefully you can get like, top 30, top 20. And then after that, when we go to Raw Nationals, who knows how well I'll do or where I'll place, depending on, like, assuming I stay healthy and just how much more, strength I'm able to add and, just build upon my total. But it's like, for me, the fact that I'm even like in the top 100 out of 1,000 lifters in my weight class, when I had so many people telling me, oh, there's no point in you doing this, you're not going to do well with it. And not that I hold that against them. I mean, there's been quite a few of those people who actually, like, have followed me, kept up with the channel, even reached out to me, but like, hey man, I just want to say that you're doing great, you're killing it, keep up with the content, keep up with the powerlifting. And I'm very appreciative of that, because I don't hold grudges. Like, I'm not sitting here like holding on to those statements that they said. If anything, it's been something that's fueled me to keep doing me and keep doing better and be the best that I can be, because that's always my goal, right? Like, regardless if I can be like number 1, number 10, number 100, whatever, it's like, I want to know that I'm doing everything I can to fulfill whatever my potential is and what I'm doing. And I mean, you should strive to be the best you can be in whatever you do. Otherwise, what's the point? Obviously, not that powerlifting is like the end all be all for me. Like I said, it's just another thing to expand upon my life. It's not the source of my life, but I'm not going to spend all this time and, money into like coaching and meets and doing all of this and not want to be the best I can be at it. And that's my mindset with everything. I've always been like that, whether it came to my education or any job that I was doing, or even like, coaching my clients right now. I want to be the best that I can be. So the fact that I've, made so much progress despite different setbacks, despite what my quote unquote, genetic disadvantages may or may not be, the reality is I put in a lot of work into this. And with this meet, it's just me going in there with the mindset of, hey, I've done everything correctly. I haven't had any crazy setbacks. I've been on top of nutrition. I've been on top of sleep. I've been on top of training, making sure I'm not overshooting, like following everything as Brendan has laid it out for me, all to set myself up for what's going to easily be the best meet that I've ever had. Like, I feel like I could go in on June 22nd and have a quote unquote bad day, and it would still end up being like the best meet that I've ever had, just in terms of my total. So definitely hoping to, like, finally break into the 1400s as far as my total. And if I hit these minimum numbers that I have in mind, that's definitely doable. And I'm just ready to kind of like, like for myself, just prove like, hey man, like this is something you love doing and it's something that you are good at. You may not ever be like the best at it, but I'm out here showing out, man. I'm out here doing my thing. And I'm motivated, man. Like when I see my boy Derek, when I see my other teammates from the Prime Fam, when I see like the homie Russell and just other powerlifters who, like, you know, whether they're at like a higher level than me or lower level, just seeing other people who are working their butts off to be the best they can be, it just gets me fired up to know that, hey, I'm out here doing the same thing. And at the end of the day, man, it's like, let's be real, powerlifting is kind of like it's a sport that most people in the real world don't even know about or care about. So for me to get too caught up on things like placing and like, oh, I'll never be the best, like it just takes away from the fun of it. Not that you shouldn't be competitive, I'm all about that, but you guys already know my competitive stance is like, hey, I'm seeing other people who may be better than me, but they just force me to work that much harder so that I can be the best that I can be. So I'm excited to see what I put together for this meet. I think we're like about 10 weeks out, or we'll be 10 weeks out, like from this upcoming Saturday. And I still have like so much time, like just to build. Like 10 weeks doesn't seem like it's a lot of time, but just from this baseline that I have from like the numbers I hit a couple weeks ago and like how everything's feeling as far as my volume work and even how much more like adapted I'm feeling this week already, it's just great, and I'm pumped and I'm really excited for it. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of insight into what's going on in my head with this meet video. Like I said, with this meet prep, like I said, future videos, they will be raw. But that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you did. If you're not, leave a comment down below. Let me know what I could get better. Like the video, share, subscribe. Keep it simple, specific, scientific. I'll catch you guys later.